Many years ago there was an empire and its name, the Frankish Empire, and the empire was ruled by a king named Louis the Pious. When the king died, disputes began between members of the royal family over the coveted position. And this is what caused the 100-Year War to break out, and as a result of the war, the countries you all know were created, France and Germany among others. And this is where our story begins.
I just moved with my family to Alsace-Lorraine, and there I first met him. We were 10 years old, and he is the first kid I knew there. He did me a tour of the area. It really helped me deal with the transition, and so the friendships between us started, and we would talk about everything and laugh with each other, and we kept laughing about it. I had a French accent, and most people in Alsace-Lorraine have a German accent. And even though I knew almost nothing in French, I taught him the little I knew, and then we would gossip about everyone in French, and it was so much fun. And so for 8 years we were inseparable, and we would tell everything to each other.
A few weeks passed and we didn't hear anything from him. It was really scary because we know there were a lot of victims for the war, and we were scared and didn't know what to expect. A few weeks passed and we heard a knock on the door. I didn't know what to do. Maybe it was Dad, but maybe it is the army that come to talk about another death. After a few seconds, I get up and went to the door. And when I opened it, I didn't believe my eyes. It was Peter, yes, my Peter. I screamed so loudly and I hugged him. I didn't want to leave him ever again. And suddenly I thought he was here in my house in uniform, and immediately thought maybe he can't say something. I really didn't want to hear. I immediately asked, "Do you know where my father is?" He didn't answer and just shook his head. So I asked again, "Do you know where my father is?" And he opened his mouth to answer, and then big tears started to fall on his face. And then I realized that my father is not coming back. It took me a few seconds to understand the situation, and then I ran to my mother to tell her the bad news. She started crying, and so did I. Peter hugged me and said that if I need him, he would stay here and not return to the army. I told him he could not back there because I cannot lose him either.
For you, I'm willing to stay here as long as you need to. But we can't stay here because they will come looking for me. So we must run away. But where can we go? And what shall we do? Do not worry about the war. I know a friend, and he told me he has a family that has a farm near Paris, a small place that no one knows, and no one lives there. So we can go there, and no one will find us there. But what will my mother do? I can't leave her alone. She can come with us and live in a village nearby. There are good people there. Do not worry. Well, I trust you. But it must be now, because the army will come looking for you. And then it all happened. I came with him, and so did my mother, and we moved to a village called Gorzo in the mountains of France. We had a lot of problems on the way because Peter is German and I'm French, but we went through it all in the end. And this is my story, grandchild.